So I hate to be a sore winner, but 4 months ago, I told you guys that Fnaf Plus would get cancelled. So over 4 months ago, me and Luminous made a video talking about Fnaf Plus. And we talked about how unprofessional its page was, how it got little to any advertising, how it was confusing to even find out info on it, and how unprofessional its developer Fnaf was. Well, here recently we did 2 videos on Fnaf. We were going to do a third one, but because of this announcement, we decided not to. So Sleep Live, your bad video gets to live another day. But when it comes to the Fnaf Plus project, I'm not happy that it got cancelled. I'm actually really sad. I'm a big fan of Fnaf 1. I think Fnaf 1 had the best atmosphere out of all the Fnaf games. I think Fnaf 1 is still the best of the Fnaf games. So it's really sad to see such an ambitious remake of Fnaf 1 go. But the writing was kinda always on the wall, with how Fnaf acted, with how the pages were set up, the fact that people continuously kept making fan game knockoff bootlegs, and nothing was done about it. You try to make a new version of the game Nintendo's working on, and that thing won't live to see the light of day. Almost the same thing for Sega and any other company. You're not allowed to make bootlegs of people's stuff. And people said that it was a fan game. No, it's not a fan game. If it takes up the same place and market as the original game, it's a bootleg. You made a bootleg of Fnaf Plus. Everyone who kept doing that, you made bootlegs of Fnaf Plus. But the thing is that not only did Fnaf not take down these projects, he didn't care that they existed. He didn't play them, he didn't see them, he was just completely oblivious because Phil existed in his own world. He was separate from the Fnaf fandom and didn't really care what was going on in it. And all these were signs that this project was doomed. Completely doomed. And with its death is another thing gone from the Fanverse initiative. Right now, it's starting to look like the Channel Awesome situation, where all there's going to be is Kane Carter. Kane Carter will be the last man standing in this race. I know that we still have like 2 other reasonable developers, the guy who made Five Nights at Candy's and the guy who made The Joy of Creation, but it's getting close.
We're getting close. I don't think he's actually working for it.
Is he? Is he not?
I don't think he is. Oh. He's listed, but I think he's working with other people, because I think the
whatever. I'm still including it. I said the guy, not the project.
Okay.
But yeah, just those 2. Those 2 are the only notable people left, besides Kane Carter. So soon, it will no longer be the Fnaf Fanverse Initiative. It will be the Kane Carter Initiative, starring Kane Carter and none of his amazing friends, because this whole thing has been a terrible idea. It was not a good idea for Scott to just pick random people from the internet, and the only assurance that they wouldn't mess things up is trust me, bro. This was a terrible idea. Like, if they were people you knew personally, and people you knew could handle the responsibilities being thrown on them, then okay, fine. But it seems like to me that Scott's a bad judge of character, because we had the Lady Fitzy stuff, we had the Flumpty stuff, we had the Fnaf stuff, everything involving the pair, like controversy after controversy for these past 2 years. And unlike in other fandoms like with Sonic or Minecraft or whatever, these are people personally involved with the stuff being weird degenerates and getting removed from their projects. This isn't fan dev creators or anything. Once you sign that contract for Scott, like, you're official. I don't think anyone understood that they're official. I think people still thought they were making fan art and fan games, and never really dropped that childish persona they had before. So yeah, me personally, I would love for this game to come out. I would love for Click Team to finish it. But for right now, from what I'm seeing, because it's removed from the Steam page, and because no one's even talking about it, I think it's just gone. Completely gone, and they're never going to bring it up again. But how do you feel about this, Luminous?
Well, first I want to say I think Emil has the right idea of just being quiet, keeping more to himself. Like, I don't know anything about Emil, and it doesn't seem like he's gotten into any sort of drama, and I think he's the best of them because of that. But I do think it is really sad that it did end up getting canceled, because it could have so easily avoided not getting canceled. But like we said 4 months ago, the writing was on the wall because of just how immature Fnaf was and how he acted when ripoffs of his game were being made and uploaded for free. I'm not really surprised it ended up canceled. I'm saddened that it ended up canceled. I think if he had just been a bit more professional, it wouldn't have been. Like, I don't really think it was that hard to just do your work, get the game done. It's been 3 years. It's a remake of the first Fnaf game, and I don't think it was even a free roam game. I could be mistaken because I don't really remember that part, but I'm pretty sure it was just you're sitting in the office.
Well, that's a sad thing. I hate to interrupt you early, but that's a sad thing. We'll never know what Fnaf Plus was meant to be. We saw cutscenes of a child walking around the pizzeria. We saw, like, promise of a paranormal investigation. But at the end of the day, the only gameplay we saw was typical FNAF 1 fare of sitting down in a room. So who knows what this could be? And it's like I said before when people told me that everything was cinematics, it's like, how much of this game is actually done? Like, if there's hardly any real gameplay being shown, and just stills and random shots, like, was this game even close to ever being done? We'll never know. All we have is Fnaf's word saying that the game was done. But if the game was done, you think they would just release it, right? You think that would be the case, that they would just hit the release button? So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this game, and I don't think we're going to know till Fnaf's NDA goes up.
I just think Fnaf was incredibly irresponsible, and I don't think it was just the incident with the kid that got him fired. I honestly think that his behavior has probably been a problem for a while, and this was just the inciting incident that had Scott just a bit over the edge and fired him. Like, I honestly think it was building up, because if it was just this one incident, I think he could have recovered. I think he could have recovered and still have been working on his project, and the game wouldn't have been canceled. And I do want to hope that even though it has been taken off of the Steam page, there is the possibility that it might be re-uploaded later, and it might still be released, maybe sometime closer to when the FNAF movie comes out. I don't know. Don't get your hopes up for that, because it might just genuinely just be completely canceled outright, because after all, it was Fnaf's project, and he's now fired. So it's hard to say for sure until we get some sort of definite, yes, it is canceled. It is never coming out.
So I think the final thoughts of this is that the reason why Scott is probably so trigger happy as of late with the Lady Fitzy stuff and now Fnaf is because this is the year the FNAF movie comes out. There are tons of investors involved with this, tons of advertisers involved with this, tons of different hands all in this gumbo at once, and I don't think Scott wants to mess that up. And I don't think that he's going to allow his subordinates who are misbehaving to mess this up. So I think right now, if you're in any controversy, Scott's just going to pull the trigger and he's going to eliminate you immediately. And I think that's why we see Kane Carter apologizing profusely and constantly clearing up what's a joke and slowing down on jokes that poke fun at his work conditions or pokes fun at the different games that they're working on. I think it's because everyone's been notified by Scott, stop messing up. And really, they should have been acting this way to begin with. Everyone should have been acting professional. Everyone should have been treating this with the respect it deserved. Scott is someone who deserves your respect. He's a really chill guy. He gave you this opportunity when literally no other studio would, and everyone still messed it up. I don't think there'll be a Fanverse Wave 2. I don't think there's going to be more games after this, because if something as simple as a FNAF 1 remake can go unreleased and get cancelled, what is there any hopes for any other game being made or coming out? I know I sound kind of doomer, but right now it kind of is a dooming situation. But I guess on the positive side, we have Help Wanted 2, we have more official stuff from FNAF coming out soon, we have the movie to look forward to, so let's try to just cope and deal with the cancellation of FNAF 1 Plus. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, like it, share it around to people who like FNAF. And I want to thank everyone who's been subscribing. I appreciate every subscription out there. Hoping to hit 1,000 soon. We are really hyped to talk about all the stuff that's going on, the new merch, the DLC, everything, the new games, the movie when it comes out. So yeah, stick around. We're going to be doing more stuff soon. Bye.